bet it's a bullet gonna get the last laugh.
We're almost 3 months into the Tekken 8 lifespan. We experienced probably about 3 or 4 updates. Even though they were kind of small, they did change some things here and there. The Tekken World Tour, at the time of recording, is 3 days away from beginning. The first event is going to be Clash. After EVO Japan, which is about 15 days away, they're going to do a major balance patch and change everything. But the question that I ask is, what are they going to change? Are they going to change the game to fit what players are complaining about? Or are they going to change the game to continue down this road of aggression, no defense, only offense? Both Knee and Arslan Ash has now weighed in on Tekken 8. They gave their opinions on whether or not they think the game is fun, balanced, enjoyable, and I just want to read both of these tweets and just look at everything that's happening and say, will the developers, because here's the thing, right? Will the developers change? I understand when you're creating something, you gotta have a vision. You gotta have a vision and stick with it. But when the entire online community is agreeing that if you tweak this or if you change that, it can be better, do you listen to that criticism, or do you say, nope, this is my vision, we want the game to be like this, and that's it? Because if you do that, 2 things are going to happen. 1, the conversation online is going to continue. People are going to continue to say they're not having fun, they're not this, they're not that. It's going to continue. And then 2, people will turn away. You can put out all of the great advertising that you want, but the power of word of mouth can never be underestimated. And this situation is important. So first we'll start off with, let's do Arslan Ash. This tweet came first. He says, Tekken 8 be like Heat Burst, Heat Smash, Power Crush, Heat Engagers, Throws, that's it. Seriously, why did they even bother giving each character a variety of moves? Now, for those of you who don't know, Arslan Ash has been struggling with Tekken 8. VDX made an incredible video. I didn't watch it myself, but just in a live stream, a lot of you guys were talking about it when it first came out and was like, oh, you gotta check it out, you gotta check it out. Sadly, I didn't. But the point of that video, it was just showing how Arslan Ash, who was a Tekken 7 champion, so many tournaments, so many victories, but then in Tekken 8, bro is placing 33rd place, 2 wins, 2 losses. This sudden change in Arslan Ash's performance, a lot of people were saying this is because of all of the changes they made with Tekken 8. Arslan Ash is a very skillful defensive player, one of the best on the planet. Really, Nee said the only way he can beat him is by mixing them up, which is why you would see Nee picking a lot of like Devil Jins and Kazuyas against him, because 50-50s. Guess what I'm gonna do? Tekken 8 is all about that. So in some other tweets here, you can see that Arslan Ash has been struggling a lot. He says, I feel like I'm getting better at the game now. Can't wait to test my skills at an upcoming dojo event in Pakistan. And the reason why pro players and top players like Arslan Ash is struggling at the game right now and not having a good experience is because of how different defense is in this game. It's so de-emphasized and it doesn't matter. A lot of the things in the game, many which Arslan Ash lists off here, defense doesn't fit into the equation. It's all offense, it's all guessing, and that really changes how the game is played at a very high level. All of these mechanics that Arslan Ash listed, you will constantly see people on Twitter saying how they should be nerfed. Whether it be frames, whether it be damage, whether it be simple advantage. Remove tracking from the throws. Remove chip damage from this. So on and so forth. Now, what Nee says, he says, my opinion, Tekken 8 is not fun. Aggression is actually an absurdity. I think I don't adapt to this game. I have been doing this since Tekken 1. So far, Tekken 8, a lot of things I can't understand. One of the most skillful players in the world, Nee, was the only person to get every single character in Tekken 7 to Tekken God Omega, and he can't understand the madness that Tekken 8 is. I've seen a lot of other players start to describe the game as oppressive. You know how the developers created that aggressive tagline? Oppressive is what people are actually feeling. Tekken 8 can often feel like whichever character presses a button first and get the hit first, it's over. Chip damage combined with how fast the damage can add up in this game, the faster pace, it definitely makes a lot of battles feel one-sided. There's a clip going around right now where JDCR and iMusician are fighting each other in an ATL tournament.
그 다음에 엇박자 요구를 노린다든가 아예 대놓고 하나를 막 긁는다더니 이런 행동을 요시가 해야 되는데 지금 드라마하고 있잖아요 지금. 저는 무슨 전성기 김연아처럼 트리플 악셀인 줄 알아.
9 seconds is how long it lasts, and JDCR completely decimates iMusician. Now, of course, these kind of beatings happened in Tekken 7 as well, but just how frequent they are is kind of what players are trying to emphasize. I love what Super Akuma says. JDCR can do this with any character, but any player can do this with Dragunov. That is what players are just trying to emphasize by how one-sided the game feels because of the aggression, the oppression. I mean, if you look at just what Harada's been saying over the past couple of interviews, his mind is focused, right? He's always talking about new players. We want to change it for this. We want to add AI into the game so new players that. And I don't think that's all wrong, right? I think what he's doing is incredible for trying to bring new people into the game. But when you're killing all other aspects and only serving one, I mean, you're only serving one, right? Let's go back to Nee's tweet. Tetsu, another great player, says, I'm wondering, how much does it feel different for you compared to playing Tekken 7 vanilla, Tekken 6 vanilla when it was new? You liked the games when it first played them. What's the difference now for Tekken 8? That's a good question. Before I read Nee's response, the reason why I think this is a great question, because a lot of people say, hold on, relax everyone. Tekken 8 is in its vanilla state. The game will get better and things will get more exciting. But I love to point out how Tekken 7, the vanilla version of that game, was amazing. It was so much fun playing when Tekken 7 first released. It was fun. You didn't have like all of this busted, like some stuff was busted, but it wasn't as busted. You didn't have a Tekken 8 Dragunov, Tekken 8 Devil Jin, a Victor running around, a Azazina level of oppression. Tekken 7, yes, it had unbelievable damage and whatnot, but the counterplay, but the spacing, it was different. It really was a different game. Nee says, it was Tekken's skill to block well, avoid well, patience well, but Tekken 8 is no reward even if you block well. Here's the thing, right, about movement. So the developers made it easier to sidestep. They made the sidestep greater. Back when we've seen it in trailers, we were like, oh, this is like Tag 2 sidestepping. That's wonderful. But now that we're playing the game, we see that everything tracks. Even grabs now track. The fact that grabs track, it just shows you how much of a problem tracking is. And I go back to what I was saying at the start of the video is I wonder what the developers stopped that. Like, no one wants tracking to be this powerful. You're basically playing a 2D game in a 3D environment. Yoshimitsu's spin is so much greater than sidestepping. And I know if I'm getting clapped up and I'm not allowed to spin, I can only imagine characters trying to sidestep in those same situations. It's just like, it's too much. This current generation of fighting games is going to need to be studied. Everywhere you look, whether it be a Tekken, Street Fighter, they're all kind of doing the same thing. In 3-4 years, we'll be able to see if this pays off for them or if it doesn't, you know? This is what the best of the best is saying. The vocal audience online wants the game to change. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.